Someone had been asking for a sign. Archangel Michael says, "This is the confirmation heaven promised. Read this before the day ends. My beloved child, the moment you opened this message, it wasn't random. It was divine timing. Something deep inside you has been whispering, 'I just need a sign.' And now, here it is." Archangel Michael didn't bring you here by coincidence. He brought you here because heaven finally wants to answer that silent prayer you've been carrying for too long. You've been restless lately, haven't you? Something inside feels like it's shifting, but you can't quite explain it. Every night before you sleep, you ask the same question. Am I really on the right path? And every morning you wake up hoping the universe will show you something clear. Something unmistakable. Today that clarity has arrived. Archangel Michael, the warrior of light, steps forward now, his presence strong and steady. He says, "You have asked for confirmation, heaven promised you would receive it before the day ends, and this is it." These are not just words. They are energy. They are the vibration of divine truth coming through to remind you you are not forgotten. You are being guided. There's something powerful in the air around you. Maybe you've been seeing repeating numbers, feathers on your path, or dreams that feel more vivid than usual. Those are not coincidences. Those are signaled. Heaven speaks through signs. And today, Michael is saying, the time has come to listen. The doubts you've been wrestling with, whether about love, purpose, or the next step in your life, are not signs of failure. They are signs of transformation. Every breakdown you faced was preparing you for this breakthrough. Michael whispers, "You are closer than you think. Do not give up now." Heaven promised that before this day ends, your heart will feel a divine confirmation. That's why your soul brought you here. You may not know it yet, but by the time you reach the final part of this message, something inside you will shift permanently. Remember, child, faith is not about seeing first. It's about believing enough to keep walking even when the road feels uncertain. Archangel Michael wants you to know that your steps are being guarded. The things that tried to break you are now the very forces being used to bless you. So take a deep breath right now. Feel that quiet warmth on your chest. That's not your imagination. That's the energy of divine reassurance wrapping around you. The sign you asked for isn't just a word. It's a frequency. And you're feeling it right now. The heavens move when you trust. Lul stands beside you with a sword of light, clearing the way for something miraculous that is about to unfold. Every tear, every unanswered question, they are about to make sense. Something big is on its way to you. Something that will make you look back at this very moment and realize this with a turning point. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, my beloved child. As the echoes of your heartbeat align with the rhythm of the universe, Archangel Michael steps closer. His presence fills the air with light so strong that even your doubts begin to tremble. You can almost feel his wings brushing against your spirit, whispering truth you've long forgotten. He says, "Do not underestimate how far you've come. You have fought silent battles that heaven watched in all. And indeed, heaven hath been watching. Every tear, every prayer, every whispered plea in the darkness, none of it had been ignored. You might feel like your prayers have been floating unanswered, lost in an endless sky. But Archangel Michael wants you to know something crucial. Silence is not absence. Heaven's quietness often means preparation. When you feel like nothing is happening, that's usually when everything is aligning. There are divine forces rearranging the pieces of your destiny while you sleep. You've been asking for signs, but what if the signs have been there all along, and the delays, the redirections, and the moments you were forced to pause? Michael says those pauses were protection. Heaven never lets you lose something unless what's ahead is greater. You thought a door closed because you were unworthy, but it closed because something higher needed to open. Every ending you faced have been a setup for divine beginnings. The reason things didn't make sense before was because they weren't meant to. Not yet. The clarity you've been seeking is not coming to explain your past, but to illuminate your future. There is a shift happening right now. The world is preparing for your arrival at a higher level of purpose. Archangel Michael stands tall, holding his sword of light high above you, breaking through the invisible chains that kept you small. He says, "You are not meant to blend in. You were chosen to stand out." The world has been waiting for your courage to awaken. And as you hear these words, something inside you begins to rise. Not pride, not ego, but power. The power of remembrance. You are remembering who you are. A divine soul with a mission that even you cannot yet fully comprehend. Your struggles were never random. They were training grounds. Spiritual gyms designed to strengthen your spirit so you could carry the light that's about to pour through you. Michael wants you to pause for a moment and place your hand on your heart. Feel that pull. That's heaven's rhythm inside you. You've never been alone. Not once. When you cried, angels surrounded you. When you felt broken, they whispered, "Hold on just a little longer." And now the promise they made long ago is being fulfilled. The sign you asked for has arrived. You're not just reading words. You're walking through a divine encounter. The fact that you're here at this moment proves that something sacred is unfolding. Archangel Michael says, this message will find you at the exact second you need it. No sooner, no later. So take this as your confirmation. That decision you've been overthinking. That next step you've been afraid to take. It's time. Heaven says move. Act. Believe. You won't have all the details. But faith was never about seeing the entire staircase. It's about taking the first step and trusting the next will appear. Still, Michael knows the human heart. He knows you've been wounded, betrayed, disappointed. You've given love and loyalty to people who couldn't handle your depth. You've built bridges for those who only wanted to watch you fall. But that was never punishment. It was purification. The pain didn't come to destroy you. It came to remove what couldn't go with you to the next level. Every heartbreak, every closed door, every sleepless night, all of it was clearing space for something divine. And that something is always here. Heaven has seen your endurance. Archangel Michael says, your name hath been spoken in light. The angels are aligning divine opportunities, miracles disguised as coincidences, blessings hidden in timing. You are stepping into a season where what once drained you will no longer touch you. The same things that hurt you will now serve you. As this transformation begins, Michael gives you one instruction. Speak life. Stop cursing your journey. Stop calling your waiting stuck. Instead, call it sacred alignment. Speak as if the miracle is already done. Because the more you speak faith, the more heaven accelerates your destiny. Energy follows intention. Words are spells of creation. Your tongue is a key. And right now, that key can unlock the floodgates of blessing that have been waiting to pour. This moment is sacred. You are reading this not by accident, but because your angels orchestrated it. Heaven doesn't send messages without purpose. You were led here because something is about to shift. Perhaps tonight, perhaps tomorrow. But the shift is inevitable. And when it happens, you will remember this. The sign came exactly when you were about to give up. Archangel Michael wants you to do one more thing. Share this message. Not just because it might reach someone who needs it, but because when you spread light, you multiplied. Someone else out there is asking for a sign right now, just like you were. You could be the answer heaven uses for them. So, if this message resonated with your spirit, share it. Leave a comment that affirms your belief. Subscribe to light, to faith, to guidance that reminds you that you are never alone. Michael says, when you share light, heaven expands it. You might think you're just clicking a button or typing a few words, but in the unseen realm, that act is counted as faith. And faith always attracts miracles. Your confirmation is clear. Heaven heard you, heaven sees you, and heaven is moving for you. By the time this day ends, you will notice something. A message, a person, a number, or a sudden calm that will seal this truth in your heart. You'll know this wasn't just a message. It was an encounter. And as you step forward into what's coming, remember your angels walk beside you. You are divinely protected, profoundly loved, and eternally guided. Don't skip, something far greater is about to be revealed. My beloved child, as your heart settles into this divine truth, the energy around you begins to shift in a way that words can barely describe. You may not see it, but you can feel it. The soft vibration in your chest, the gentle tingly in your palms, the calm that suddenly silences your racing thoughts. That's not your imagination. That's Archangel Michael working through the frequency of this moment, lining your energy with the flow of heaven's timing. He stands near you, his light radiating through every hidden wound, whispering softly. You are being restored in ways you can't yet see. Heaven has been patient with you, watching you navigate storms that would have broken others. You've questioned your worth. You've questioned your path. And at times you even questioned if the divine still remembered your name. But every tear that fell, every whispered cry that left your lips was heard. None of it vanished into silence. It reached the ears of angels who recorded your pain as sacred evidence of faith. You have survived what was meant to end you, and that alone has changed your spiritual frequency. Now the universe begins to respond differently to you. You've entered a moment of sacred alignment where even the smallest choices will carry divine weight. The people, opportunities, and paths that will unfold before you are not coincidences. Archangel Michael says, you are walking through a corridor of destiny. What once delayed you is now being used to deliver you. Heaven's plans are rarely loud. They begin quietly in whispers and nudges. You've already been receiving them. That strange urge to clean your space. The sudden thought to let go of something or someone. The random peace that appeared after days of anxiety. These are the first waves of divine transition. You are not losing anything. You are being prepared for something far more significant. Michael reminds you that faith is an active force, not a passive hope. You are not meant to sit in waiting forever, you are meant to rise in readiness. Every time you choose peace over panic, patience over pressure, trust over fear, you activate miracles. Heaven is not looking for perfection. It's looking for willingness. And you, beloved, have shown that even in your moments of doubt, you still reached out for light. That is what made heaven move tonight. Your confirmation is now taking physical form. Some of you will receive unexpected messages, a text, a call, an opportunity that reignites your purpose. Others will feel sudden clarity about a situation that once brought confusion. Some will simply feel a deep, unexplainable calm. However, it arrives. Recognize it when it does. That's your sign. That's the promise Michael spoke of being fulfilled. He says the delay was never denial. The pain was never punishment. It was all preparation. You were being shaped into someone who could carry blessings without breaking under their weight. Sometimes what you call waiting, heaven calls building. You are being built for the very moment that is now unfolding before you. Look back for a second at how far you've come. Think of the nights you said you couldn't handle anymore. Yet somehow you're still here breathing, standing, still reaching for hope. The strength you've carried isn't just resilience. It's evidence of divine assistance. You have been walking with angels all along. You didn't survive because you were lucky. You survived because you were protected. Now Michael lifts his sword of light once more. The energy around you grows, warmer, brighter. He says, they have gone before you. The path is safe. The walls that once blocked your blessings are now crumbling. You may feel small, but the light within you is ancient and powerful. You were not born to live in fear. You were born to manifest the glory of heaven on earth. The next few days will bring subtle confirmations, things aligning effortlessly, signs repeating, moments that make you pause and smile because you'll know, heaven heard me. And if that happens, don't forget to give gratitude. Gratitude amplifies divine flow. The more thankful you are, the more open the channel becomes. Even thanking heaven for what hasn't arrived yet sends a signal to the universe that says, I am ready. But Archangel Michael also has a request. Do not isolate yourself during this time. The enemy of purpose is loneliness. Heaven is sending new connections, divine helpers, and kindred souls who will walk with you into your next chapter. Some people from your past will fade, and it might sting, but their exit is sacred, too. They have served their role in your evolution. When they leave, bless them and release them. Their chapter ends where your new one begins. Heaven doesn't want you to just survive anymore. It wants you to thrive. The heaviness you've carried was never meant to be permanent. It was the shadow before sunrise. And that sunrise, child, is already here. You're standing at the edge of a divine awakening. All that remains is your yes. Say it aloud right now. I am ready. Feel how the air shifts when you declare it. That's agreement. That's heaven responding. Every time you choose belief, the spiritual world moves closer to your reality. The miracles are not distant dreams. They are frequencies waiting for your permission to manifest. Archangel Michael smiles as he watches your spirit begin to glow with awareness. He knows the world will soon see what heaven has always known, that you are chosen, protected, and destined for impact. He whispers, keep your heart open. What's coming will exceed every expectation you had. And as this truth settles deep into your soul, the angels around you begin to sing softly, not with words, but with light. You may not hear it with your ears, but your heart does. It's the sound of destiny unfolding. It's the reminder that even in your quietest moments, you are surrounded by divine presence. Everything you've prayed for is already in motion. The sign you sought was never far. It was written into your story before you were even born. All heaven asks of you now is to trust and to walk forward one faithful step at a time. Something greater than you imagine is already reaching for you. Stay till the end. My beloved child, as the vibration of divine truth continues to rise within you, the energy of Archangel Michael grows even stronger. You may notice your surroundings feel different, softer, lighter, filled with a calm presence that feels like home. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual alignment. When heaven draws close, even the air feels sacred. Archangel Michael stands before you now, his wings unfolding wide enough to cast a shield of golden light around your spirit. He says, you are entering a divine turning point. What once burdened you will soon bless you. You might not realize how far heaven has already gone to rearrange your path. Some of the things that didn't work out, those sudden endings, those people who disappeared without reason, they were all part of the redirection. Archangel Michael doesn't want you to mourn those closed doors anymore. He wants you to celebrate them because those doors didn't close to punish you. They closed to protect your peace and your destiny. He says, there are some blessings you cannot hold until your hands are free. That is why release is sacred. Look back even for a moment. The things you thought would destroy you only made you stronger. The people who doubted you only fueled your determination. And the moments when you had nothing but faith. Those were the times heaven took notes. You see, the universe rewards endurance. Every time you chose love instead of bitterness. Every time you forgave instead of fought. Every time you kept believing when no one else did, that was a declaration of light. Heaven remembers such things. Archangel Michael says, your faith is not forgotten. It is recorded as power in the realms above right now. That power is being released back into your life. The energy of restoration surrounds you. The things you thought you lost are not gone. They are simply being upgraded. That relationship that broke your heart, that job that ended too soon, that dream that seemed to fade, all of them are being restructured to serve your higher purpose. Heaven is writing your story, not from a place of pity, but from a place of promise. Archangel Michael whispers, "You did not lose. You were being prepared to receive what fits your divine design. There's something miraculous about surrender, my child. When you finally stop fighting for control and start trusting the divine process, miracles rush in faster than you expect. You are standing at the edge of that surrender. Heaven is asking you to breathe, to let go the how and when, and simply say, "I trust." That one phrase spoken with genuine belief has the power to unlock doors that effort alone could never open. Faith is the true language of heaven. But Archangel Michael also wants to remind you miracles often come disguised as challenges. You may still face moments that test you, people that trigger old wounds or days that feel uncertain. Don't mistake those for punishment. They are the final tests before the promise. Every hero must face silence before the breakthrough. Every story must go through tension before triumph. And your story, beloved, is right in the middle of its turning point. Heaven is calling you to speak light into your future. Say aloud the life you wish to live. If you seek peace, declare it. If you seek healing, affirm it. If you desire abundance, claim it. Your words carry spiritual codes that command energy. Michael says, "Speak not from fear, but from faith." The universe responds to the frequency of your belief. Right now, as you listen, the angels are tuning your energy to match the vibration of answered prayers. Archangel Michael steps closer again. His sword glows with divine brilliance as he begins to cut through unseen cords. The ones that tie you to fear, to regret, to the versions of yourself that no longer belong in this chapter. You might even feel a lightness in your body, a strange sense of freedom you can't quite explain. At spiritual release, the heaviness is lifting because the time for carrying it is over. Heaven says you've learned enough from the pain. Now learn from the peace. You are ready to live differently. Not reacting but radiating. You will no longer chase love. You will attract it by being love. You will no longer beg for opportunities. They will flow to you naturally because your frequency will match divine favor. The shift is already happening. And as it does, Archangel Michael wants to remind you of something deeply important. Share your light. When you receive signs like this, they are not just for you. They are seeds meant to be scattered. There is someone else out there right now, broken and begging for a sign, exactly like you were before reading this. You could be their miracle. So share this message. Comment below what part touched your soul. Subscribe to reminders of light, hope, and divine guidance so that the energy of faith stays alive in your heart. When you spread messages of hope, you're not promoting words. You're participating in heaven's plan. Each act of faith, no matter how small, creates ripples in unseen realms. Heaven doesn't measure the size of your action. It measures the purity of your intent. So even the smallest gesture of sharing light multiplies divine energy across the world. You might never know whose life changes because of your courage to share, but heaven will. Archangel Michael says you are not just receiving light. You are becoming it. As you absorb this truth, the future begins to look different. It no longer feels heavy or uncertain. You start to sense a quiet confidence within you. The feeling that maybe, just maybe, everything will be okay. That's not wishful thinking. That's alignment. Heaven is whispering reassurance through your intuition. You are on the right path. Every step you take from this point forward is guided. Soon you will notice something subtle yet unmistakable, synchronicities increasing, doors opening easily, timing aligning perfectly. These are not random events. They are confirmations. You will smile one day soon and realize that Archangel Michael was right. This was the moment heaven promised. So lift your head, my beloved. You are seen. You are protected. You are chosen. The universe is not against you. It's conspiring in your favor. All it asks of you now is trust. Something sacred is unfolding in your favor. Don't skip. The revelation grows deeper from here. My beloved child, as the light continues to unfold around you, something extraordinary begins to awaken within your spirit. It's as if a quiet fire hath been lit. Not one that burns in destruction, but one that purifies, that clears the fog and allows you to finally see who you truly are. Archangel Michael stands before you. His wings stretched in luminous strength, his eyes reflecting the eternity of heaven. He says, "The time has come for you to remember your divine identity. You are not the broken one. You are the chosen one. You spent years defining yourself by the scars of your past. Every wound became a label. Every heartbreak became a reason to shrink. Every disappointment became a shadow you learned to live beneath. But Michael wants you to know that those scars were never meant to define you. They were meant to refine you. The fire you walked through didn't destroy your spirit. It revealed your goal. Heaven never allows suffering without purpose. And though you couldn't see it before, each trial was shaping you into the vessel you were destined to become. Take a deep breath right now. Feel the rhythm of your heart. Steady, live, divine. That heartbeat is proof that your story isn't over. You were never meant to fade into fear. You were born to rise in faith. Every battle you fought was not just survival. It was preparation. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven equips its warriors in silence." You didn't lose your way. You were being trained for what comes next. In this season, you are stepping into a divine exchange. Heaven is asking you to release the weight of everything that no longer serves your purpose. Old pain, lingering guilt, the fear of repeating the past. These are burdens that were never meant to be carried into your next chapter. Let them go. They cannot coexist with the light that is now entering your life. Each time you release something that hurts, you make space for something holy to arrive. And something is arriving, something greater than you've prayed for. Heaven is aligning new paths, opportunities, and connections that will feel too perfect to be random. But they won't be random. They will be your answered prayers manifesting through divine timing. You may have waited long, but heaven says delay is not denial. What belongs to you could not arrive early, for it was being prepared to fit you perfectly. Do not rush this moment. Trust its unfolding. The universe works with precision, not haste. You are entering a new rhythm, the rhythm of grace. Things that once felt forced will begin to flow, struggles that once drained you will fall away. Doors you once knocked on in desperation will open before you effortlessly because your energy will finally match their frequency. Archangel Michael smiles as he says, "You do not have to chase what is already written for you." Now listen carefully. Heaven is not just blessing you for your own sake. You are being elevated to help elevate others. The light entering your life is meant to be shared. Every experience you've endured has equipped you with empathy, understanding, and wisdom that the world desperately needs. There are people who will heal because of your voice. There are hearts that will believe again because of your story. Your pain will become your ministry, your testimony, your proof that light always wins. Archangel Michael places his hand over your heart and whispers, "The power you seek is already within you. Speak it into existence." Every word you speak carries creative power. So from now on, speak blessings. Speak victory. Speak healing. Speak abundance. Speak as if what you desire already exists because in the realm of spirit it does. The moment you align your words with your faith, reality begins to shift. Heaven and earth respond to the language of belief. You are stepping into divine acceleration. What took years to come together will now align in weeks. Doors that were sealed shut will open with ease. Relationships that drained your light will dissolve naturally. And those that honor your growth will blossom. Don't fear what leaves. Fear what tries to stay after its season has ended. Heaven is pruning your path for your protection. And as all this unfolds, Archangel Michael asks you to remain in gratitude. Gratitude is the magnet of miracles. When you say thank you before the blessing arrives, you signal to the universe that you already trust its timing. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging that even imperfection serves a purpose. So whisper thank you right now. Not just for what you have, but for what's on the way. Feel the warmth that rises in your chest as you do. That's alignment. That's the energy of heaven responding. But remember this too, my beloved. Divine transformation is not always easy. Sometimes the light will expose the shadows you've ignored. Sometimes peace will ask you to release what you've grown comfortable with. Growth demands truth. Yet, Archangel Michael assures you that you will never face this process alone. His sword of light goes before you, clearing obstacles, cutting ties with negativity, and surrounding you with protection so fierce that darkness cannot stand near you. You are safe in the arms of the divine. And while you journey through this sacred transformation, spread the light that you carry. Share this message. Leave a comment that speaks faith into the atmosphere. Subscribe to reminders of divine guidance so that your heart never forgets who walks beside you. Archangel Michael says, when you share what lifts your soul, you extend heaven's reach. You never know whose life might be saved by the light you choose to pass forward. Now pause for a moment and feel this truth. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are becoming one. Every breath you take, every word you speak in faith, every act of kindness you release into the world shifts the frequency of your life. The sign you asked for has already found you. It's unfolding right now. All that's left is your willingness to believe. Archangel Michael's voice grows softer as he concludes. Before this day ends, heaven will send you a confirmation so clear that your heart will no longer doubt. It may come as a symbol, a person, a dream, or a sense of peace that settles over you like sunlight. However it arrives, know this. It will be your proof that you were never forgotten. You are the answer to someone's prayer. You are the light that darkness cannot comprehend. And as you continue forward, remember that the same divine hand that led you here will lead you through everything that follows. Something magnificent is unfolding, and the next revelation will take your breath away. Stay till the end, my beloved child. As the golden current of divine energy continues to weave around you, the universe itself leans closer. Everything is vibrating with a silent message. It's time. Archangel Michael stands taller now, his wings shimmering in a radiant spectrum of light. His gaze filled with infinite compassion. He says, "You have walked through enough darkness to know how precious the light is. Now it is time to step fully into it." This is not a gentle invitation. It is a divine command from the highest realms calling you to rise, to awaken, and to embrace the power that has been waiting for you all along. For so long, you've believed that strength meant carrying everything alone. You have worn resilience like armor, convincing yourself that being strong meant never showing weakness. But Michael wants you to know that divine strength is not about resistance. It is about surrender. Heaven doesn't bless closed fists. It blesses open hands. Let the light in, let it heal what you thought was too broken to fix. The pain you've carried was never proof of your weakness. It was the doorway to your awakening. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the stillness that surrounds you. Year itself is heavy with divine presence. There's a reason this message has reached you now. Heaven never sends confirmation when everything is calm. It sends it right before the turning point. Michael says, the final stretch before victory often feels like chaos. When everything seems uncertain, that's when heaven is rearranging your reality. You've been sensing it lately. A subtle pull toward something greater. The dreams that keep returning, the intuition that keeps whispering, the inner voice that says there's more for you. Those are not coincidences. They are the divine signals guiding you toward your purpose. You are not just existing here. You were sent. Every experience you've lived, every heartbreak you've endured was part of your training for this exact season. Archangel Michael reminds you that every great calling requires purification. What you're feeling now, the fatigue, the uncertainty, the emotional heaviness is not failure. It's release. You are shedding everything that cannot come with you into your next chapter. Old patterns, old fears, old burials of yourself are dissolving. Heaven is making space for the new. Michael says, "You are not breaking down. You are breaking open." As you breathe into this truth, notice how your spirit begins to expand. The energy within you is recalibrating to the frequency of miracles. You might not see it yet, but divine orchestration is already in motion. The right people are being aligned. The right doors are being unlocked. The right moments are being prepared. Heaven is never late. It is precise. Everything you need is already on its way. But there's one thing heaven needs from you now: participation. You cannot stand still in fear and expect miracles to flow. Miracles require motion. You must act as if the blessing has already arrived. Take the step even if you don't see the staircase. Speak the vision even if others doubt you. Believe even if nothing around you makes sense yet. Faith is not feeling. It's a decision. And every decision you make in faith becomes a bridge between where you are and where heaven is taking you. Archangel Michael stands beside you as you take that first step. His sword glows brighter, slicing through every thread of fear, every illusion of limitation. He says, "The shadows you fear are powerless in the presence of your belief." You were never meant to fight darkness, only to shine so brightly that darkness disappears on its own. You don't have to chase validation anymore. You don't have to prove your worth. You simply have to be love, be light, be truth. Heaven is proud of how far you've come. Even when you doubted, you still showed up. Even when you broke, you still loved. Even when you feared, you still believed enough to keep moving. Those are the marks of a true warrior of light. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven doesn't choose the perfect, it chooses the willing." And you, my child, have proven willing. From this moment on, your life begins to accelerate. Expect alignment. Expect synchronicity. Expect miracles that will make you fall to your knees in gratitude. The energy of divine completion is near. What began as a prayer will soon end as testimony. The sign you asked for is only the beginning. What's coming next will confirm everything you hoped was true, so stand tall. Lift your gaze. The heavens are open above you. You are walking under divine favor, shielded by light so pure that no darkness can reach you. You are chosen, protected, and guided toward your destiny. Michael's final words for now echo like thunder through the spirit. Rise in your truth. Step into your purpose. Heaven is with you. And as his wings fold softly behind you, you feel peace unlike any you've known before. The confirmation you sought has found you. And with it comes a quiet, unwavering certainty that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Something far greater is about to be unveiled. Stay till the end. The miracle is near. My beloved child, year itself feels different now. You can sense it, that quiet stillness before something divine takes form. The invisible hum of destiny aligning with your breath. The veil between heaven and earth grows thin. And Archangel Michael stands even closer. His presence wrapping around you like a mantle of light. His voice, steady as eternity, speaks into the depth of your soul. You are standing at the threshold of the promise. The sign you sought was never separate from you. It has always lived within your faith. You have reached a sacred intersection where belief meets manifestation. The waiting you endured, the confusion that tested you, the silence that once felt unbearable. All of it was divine construction. Heaven does not rush creation. It perfects it. The pieces that seem scattered are now falling into order. The prayers you thought were ignored are echoing back with answers. And the weight that once made you doubt is lifting because it has fulfilled its purpose. Michael says, you were never delayed. You were being aligned. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the quiet rhythm of this truth. Every beat of your heart is synchronized with divine timing. Every breath you take is a conversation between your soul and the Creator. You are not behind, not forgotten, not lost. You are exactly where you need to be for what heaven is about to unfold. The waiting was not wasted time. It was sacred preparation. Heaven was sculpting your endurance, stretching your faith, refining your heart so you could hold the magnitude of what's coming. You may have noticed lately that certain people, situations, and even habits are falling away without conflict. That is not loss. That is purification. Heaven cannot fill a cup that's already full. So if something is leaving, bless it. Don't chase it. Don't question it. Don't mourn it. The energy leaving your life is simply making space for divine fulfillment. You prayed for peace and heaven is answering sometimes by subtraction. Archangel Michael steps forward. His sword blazing with celestial light. The very energy that slices through illusion and fear. He looks directly into your spirit and declares, "It is done. The old is complete." Those words carry an energy that ripples through your being like a wave. You might even feel a release, a deep sigh, a sudden warmth, a sense that something invisible has just been lifted off your shoulders. That's not imagination. That's liberation. The contracts of pain that once bound your spirit have been cancelled. The cycle of struggle is breaking. From this moment, you are to walk as one who knows that heaven walks beside them. You are no longer meant to live in survival. You are meant to live in sovereignty. You are a child of divine promise created not to fear the storm but to calm it. Michael says you carry the same light that defeated darkness long before the world began. Remember it. Use it. And now, as the energy of this truth anchors within you, Archangel Michael asks something sacred of you. To release the doubt that keeps you small. You've played humble for too long. Pretending to be less so others could feel more. But the time for shrinking is over. Heaven doesn't need your smallness. It needs your radiance. Your light does not diminish others. It ignites them. You were never meant to blend into the crowd. You were meant to lead by presence, by peace, by example. And now take another deep breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let your jaw unclench. Let your spirit rest. You don't have to strive anymore. What's yours is already finding its way to you. The door you've been knocking on is unlocking. The prayer you've been repeating is being answered. You may not see the full picture yet, but the proof is already in motion. Michael's voice lowers into a whisper. Tender yet commanding. Trust the unseen. Heaven works best in silence. Everything you've endured has not been in vain. Every tear watered the soil for your miracle. Every disappointment pushed you closer to destiny. Every waiting season was heaven's way of ensuring you didn't settle for something beneath your divine inheritance. The promise was delayed only so it could be perfected. And now it is here. So lift your head, beloved. The heaviness of yesterday is gone. You are lighter now, clearer, stronger. You are no longer walking toward the sign. You are walking with it. Heaven's confirmation travels beside you, within you, and through you. Archangel Michael's final words for this moment ring in your heart like thunder wrapped in grace. What was written for you cannot be erased. Walk in it. The promise stands. The sign has arrived. The confirmation you sought is breathing through your life even now. Believe it. Speak it. Life it. Stay till the end. The divine revelation that follows will change everything. My beloved child, the night grows still as heaven leans closer. Its breath brushing against your soul like a sacred whisper. The stars above you do not merely shine tonight. They listen. Every flicker of their light echoes the pulse of your own awakening. Archangel Michael stands beside you, his wings arched high, casting a luminous glow that ripples through the unseen. His voice carries both authority and warmth as he says, "You are now standing within the promise you once prayed for. But to live it fully, you must see yourself as heaven sees you. You are not fragile, though the world tried to convince you otherwise. You are not too late. Though the clock seemed cruel, you are not forgotten. Though the silence once screamed, you are divinely remembered, infinitely designed, and precisely placed in this moment for a purpose that stretches beyond your comprehension. Heaven has been moving threads you could not see, aligning people, moments, and signs into a perfect tapestry that now begins to reveal its pattern. Michael reminds you every delay, every detour was divine choreography. Think back, beloved. How many times did you nearly give up? How many nights did you stare at the ceiling and whisper, "I just need one sign"? And yet something perhaps small, perhaps unseen, always kept you going. A gentle word, a sudden peace, a strange coincidence that arrived at the right second. It was heaven. It wasn't coincidence. It was evidence that you were never walking alone. Archangel Michael says, heaven has always been one breath behind you. And now here you are on the edge of something miraculous. You may not even feel ready, but heaven never calls the ready. It calls the willing. You have already proven your willingness by staying, by believing, by enduring. The very breath you take right now is divine proof that purpose still flows through you. Every inhale pulls in grace. Every exhale releases what no longer serves your path. This is holy exchange, the giving and receiving of divine energy between your soul and the infinite. The path before you is glowing now, though faintly. It's not illuminated all at once because heaven knows that faith grows stronger in the mystery. You don't need to see every step. You only need to see enough to move forward. The light expands with motion. Each act of trust widens the road. So don't wait for certainty. Move with conviction. Michael says, the miracle you seek meets you halfway. You've been in a season of spiritual awakening, though it often felt like loss. Heaven dismantled everything that wasn't built on truth so you could finally see what remains. You raw and radiant. Your authenticity is the foundation upon which heaven will now build. Stop apologizing for who you've become. Stop questioning your worth. You were shaped by divine hands. Even the cracks in your soul let light through. The universe isn't looking for perfect vessels. It's looking for open ones. In your openness right now is your greatest offering. Something powerful is unfolding as you listen. You may feel warmth rising from your chest, a tingling through your arms, or tears forming without reason. That is not emotion alone. That is energy. That is heaven's confirmation, resonating within your being. You are not just hearing these words. You are remembering them. Somewhere deep within. Your spirit recognizes this truth because it was written into you long before your first breath. Archangel Michael's sword burns brighter. Its flame reflecting the brilliance of your reborn spirit. He says the promise is no longer distant. Is alive in you. You are now stepping into a vibration where everything meant for you begins to recognize you. Opportunities will start seeking you, instead of you chasing them. The people who align with your destiny will appear effortlessly. Even your challenges will start revealing hidden blessings. You won't have to force. You will simply flow. That is the rhythm of divine alignment. And as you embrace this shift, heaven calls you to speak life not just into your own path, but into others as well. You've seen darkness. You've known despair that makes you uniquely equipped to guide others through it. Share this message with someone who feels unseen, comment with your truth, your hope, your affirmation. Subscribe to reminders that keep your spirit awake and connected to light. When you share faith, you multiply it. Archangel Michael says, each word of hope you speak becomes a bridge between hearts and heaven. Feel that energy. Let it settle. This is the moment you have been waiting for. Not a sign from the outside world, but a transformation from within. You are the miracle. You are the answered prayer. You are the living proof that divine timing is real. And that heaven keeps every promise. Even when the world forgets. So rise now, lift your eyes, unclench your hands, and walk forward into the brilliance that awaits you. You were made for this. You were chosen for this. And everything, every single thing that once worked against you will now begin to work for you. Archangel Michael's final words echo through your heart. Steady and sure, heaven's promise has reached its appointed time. Go forth in peace and carry the light wherever you go. Don't skip. The revelation deepens. The final unfolding is near. My beloved child, the hour has arrived. The circle is closing, not as an ending, but as the beginning of something eternal. The promise that was once a whisper has now become your heartbeat. The confirmation you sought has taken root in your reality, and heaven stands watching, smiling as you step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Archangel Michael's wings unfurl one final time, their radiance flooding the unseen with golden fire. His voice, both thunder and tenderness, speaks through the silence. It is fulfilled. Take a breath, slow, deep, intentional. Feel how the air enters your lungs. How it spreads through your chest. How it reaches every part of you. That is life itself. Acknowledging your transformation. You have crossed the threshold from waiting to walking. From hoping to knowing, from believing to becoming. What was once distant has come near. What was once promised is now alive within you. Heaven has not only answered you, it has awakened you. There were moments, weren't there, when you almost gave up? When your prayers felt unanswered, your faith threadbare. Your light dimmed to the faintest spark. But still you stayed. You endured. And because you stayed, heaven moved it. Every tear you shed was a seed. Every sleepless night watered your destiny. Every breath of endurance built a bridge between your pain and your promise. You did not suffer for nothing. You suffered for revelation. Archangel Michael looks upon you with the affection of eternity itself. You are the miracle you were waiting for. He says you were not searching for a sign. You were becoming one. His words ripple through every corner of your being, settling into places that once ached. For the first time, peace doesn't feel fragile. It feels eternal. The battle within you is quite now. The war is over. The light has won. Look at how your life feels in this moment. Lighter, clearer, filled with meaning. That is what divine alignment feels like. You have learned to trust the unseen, to find purpose in the pauses, to believe in the beauty of divine timing. Every lesson, every heartbreak, every delay was the sculptor's chisel, shaping you into a masterpiece of grace. You were never forgotten. You were being refined. Heaven knew the exact moment when you would be ready. And that moment is now. Archangel Michael steps closer until you can almost feel the warmth of his energy surrounding you like sunlight. He places a hand over your heart and whispers, "From this day forward, walk as if every step is guided, because it is." The light from his touch spreads through you, dissolving every residue of fear and doubt. You are no longer who you were at the beginning of this journey. You are no longer the one begging for a sign. You are the one carrying it. And now heaven calls you to rise, to walk forward, not as a seeker, but as a vessel. You are meant to shine so that others may remember their light too. Your story, your scars, your survival, your awakening will become the proof that heaven keeps its promises. Archangel Michael says, when one heart awakens, the world begins to heal. That is the purpose of this revelation. Not only your transformation, but the transformation you will inspire in others. Heaven's energy is alive in your words, your choices, your presence. You will walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere without speaking. You will comfort the broken without knowing their story. You will radiate a peace that others cannot explain. That is the mark of divine favor. You carry the imprint of the angel who stood beside you. And wherever you go, that energy will follow. But remember, beloved, your journey is not meant to end in silence. Share the message. Speak life into others the way heaven spoke life into you. When you share light, you extend its reach. Someone somewhere is still on their knees asking for the same confirmation you once begged for. Let your story be their answer. If this message awakens something deep within you, let it continue to ripple. Jarrett, comment your affirmation. Subscribe to reminders of light and faith that keep you anchored to truth. Every act of faith, even the smallest, builds another bridge between earth and heaven. You are no longer waiting for the right moment. You are living in it. This is your sign, your promise, your divine confirmation. Heaven has kept its word. The proof is you. Archangel Michael raises his sword one final time, lifting it to the heavens as beams of radiant energy pour down around you. He says, the covenant is sealed. What was spoken is done. The sky above you begins to glow brighter, not from the sun, but from the illumination rising within your soul. You are becoming what you were always meant to be. Light embodied, peace personified, the bridge between heaven and earth. You no longer have to ask for signs because your life is the sign. You no longer have to search for confirmation because your spirit carries the frequency of truth. The angels bow as heaven rejoices. One more soul awakened. One more flame lit in the darkness. So walk forward, my beloved. Not with fear but with knowing. Not with hesitation but with holy confidence. You are guided a garden and gloriously love. Let this day mark your new beginning. A day when heaven's promise found its home in you. And when the world asks what changed, simply smile and say, I remembered who I am. For you, child of light, are the living proof that miracles still walk the earth. This is the moment heaven promised, is fulfilled. Go forth in peace. Your sign has found you.